So I've been running a company, a software development company, for the past 3 years, and I've been recording and documenting every day for the past year. And I thought I'd just do a little update on kind of what I've been up to. And today, in particular, I thought I'd show some of the stuff that we've been working on recently, which I've been having fun with. And that is this dashboard here. It's not very complicated, and this is just like me playing around with it. We're really doubling down on kind of BI. So business intelligence work right now. That's an area which I think is quite interesting. And specifically, I think it's a niche that we've helped a good handful of our clients in, kind of helping them build applications around data, managing data, displaying, etc. Generally, we have built a lot of like custom apps for different companies, but this is something that I think a lot of companies need help with nowadays. And there's a lot of no-code solutions. And so, where before people would just use Excel or Google Sheets to display things, if you want to combine a lot of complicated data sources, that gets increasingly difficult. And this client in particular wanted some help with stuff that was distributed across like Airtable and things like that. And we thought to help them out and do a bit of a trial project, essentially. And so this is just the start of it, what I've been fiddling with. But potentially it might be something that we do more of and help more clients with in future. Not necessarily, we didn't build, obviously this is built in Looker Studio. We still build custom applications. We are building for these guys a custom application, but then we might also do a project where we bring in all of their analytics. Like from marketing, they've got Google Analytics in their website. They've got a custom product that their users are using, which we're building. We can plug and play those analytics into here without them having to worry. And so then we can track all the kind of important conversions that they want to track, both like from marketing through to product side, and combine all that end to end, which I think is pretty cool. And I can see kind of other companies needing a very similar thing. And so it becomes a case study that we can replicate across more people. And so that's something that right now is pretty interesting to me. Anyway, I'm going to leave this update at that. I'm going to leave it relatively short. I'm just going to keep working this. I'm going to update some clients on stuff that we've built. Other than this, kind of normal development goes on as usual, still building out apps, for them. We generally prefer to code things ourselves. We're not a low-code development agency and things like that, because I think low-code isn't for building apps. But I think for analytics stuff, this stuff lets us bootstrap a lot faster. And also I think it's just a skill set that right now a lot of companies need help with. And so it's something that I've been exploring like very recently. That's what we've been up to. Like, I think it's an area that we are getting further into at the minute. We'll see how this pilot project goes. But I think like the one thing that most development agencies need to think about and focus on is eventually dedicating themselves to a specific problem space that they solve through their skills. I'm not saying analytics, because there's plenty of others. Like you can do cybersecurity, which is an area that's blowing up. Like focus less on the skill set that you have to sell and focus more on a problem that you're trying to solve with that skill set. So instead of telling me that you do cybersecurity or that you do AI automations or that you do React development, tell me what you are solving with that skill set. And I think this is something that I really messed up for a long time because I didn't understand this and I didn't think about it enough. But that's really what I'm doubling down on this year, is getting specific about the problems that we solve through our skill set, rather than just the skill set that we're trying to sell and slap onto people. Rather than going and saying, oh, we do React, or we do full stack development, or whatever, we do Ruby on Rails, we do PHP. That's useless to a client. They want to know, what can you do for them in terms of the problems that you can solve? And React development, PHP, whatever, that is only a problem for very technical clients. So if you work with CTOs and you essentially just want to sell manpower, CTOs who particularly need great React developers or great Node or development or whatever it is, if you're selling technical resources to CTOs, then in that case you are effectively, like, that is the problem that you're solving, is they need React specifically, so you sell that. But for non-technical clients, and if you're just selling to businesses and things like that, you have to ask yourself kind of what problem are you ultimately solving for them? In this case, we're trying to help them solve their analytics issue, which is they can't get a full overview of their data. They don't know how to do that. They are not big enough. They do a couple million in revenue. They don't have an in-house IT tech team. We can help them set up and train them on how to use these tools. You could help them with cybersecurity, right? Which is, we're not insured, or we want more insurance and we need to do more audits or whatever it is, and you can help them with the cybersecurity problem. Just doing cybersecurity is not a problem or issue that people want to solve in and of itself. You have to tell them, in the context of their business, what is the problem that you're solving for them? You might be helping them manage admin access. This is what we do. We help companies manage admin access. Now, in the context of a big company, this can become a pretty big headache at some point. And I know like one guy who built an agency off the back of that and did quite well for himself. We're talking like hundreds of thousands of revenue a month. But it comes from a specificity around the type of client and the problem that you solve for them, not skill set, or like there's no better stack or whatever. It's about what you fundamentally solve for a client, and the skill set that you use to solve the problem is relatively unimportant. The client doesn't particularly care how you solve it. They care that you do solve the problem that they're facing. And if they're facing, for example, low conversions because their website's improperly made, then that's what the website design is doing. You can still sell design and things like that because design solves a category of problems, which is they want to look cool, they want to feel cool, whatever. These are the outcomes that you are producing for your client. And I think thinking in terms of those is a lot more useful, something that I'm placing so much stress on, which, this video is very much a reminder to myself, but also any other fellow agency owners. The key to a really successful agency is to double down on specific problems that you solve through your software capabilities. That will take you much further than just telling everybody and everything around you that you can build. Because the thing is, the software skill set is so versatile that you can build so many things. It's useless to tell people I can do software, because software can do a lot of things. So you're not telling them what problem you're actually solving for them. And I really suggest look at the problems that you've seen businesses or people have. The reason I'm doing analytics is not because I threw a dart at the board and thought analytics is going to be the great thing. It's because I have a client and we had built a data application for them before. We got hired to do another data style application. And I've built data dashboards for myself. I made another Loom video a while ago showing my Airtable dashboard because it was just something I built for myself. I showed that to another business owner and he said, oh, this was cool. And I was like, okay, maybe there's something here. But don't build it just because you see it somewhere else. Build what people around you are needing. What are the problems that they want solved? And go speak to them, do it for free, do it to start with for free, and validate that it's a problem that is important in the first place. Validate that it's a problem, and then go to their competition and say, hey, I did this for your competitor, and you did it for them for free, and then ask to charge. That's a pretty free kind of game plan that you can take and copy paste. Anyway, hope it was useful. Feel free to comment any questions if you have any.